Shalom, shalom, Israel. Welcome back to another segment of Stick to the Script. Tonight's edition is in the classroom. We're going to be going over brotherly love. I'm your teacher tonight. Well, we're your teachers tonight, Brother Darash, and to my left is Brother BanaYah. So we're going to hop straight into it. Let's jump in and get into this brotherly love. Let's go to Matthew chapter 22. I'm going to open up with the words of the Messiah, Yahushai. So Matthew chapter 22, and we going to start at verse 36.
The book of Matthew chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahushai said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
So we see here that when you read verse 34, it says, But when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question. So we see that, tempting him. So we see that the Pharisees, the Sadducees, everybody was always against Yahushai. So they decided to tempt him today. And they said, so what's the greatest law then? Tell us what the greatest law is. What are we supposed to be doing? What is the ultimate message that we're supposed to actually be doing? He said, love the Most High with all your heart. Love him with all your soul, with everything in you. And then what does he say behind that? Read.
This is the first and great commandment.
He said, this is the most important commandment, to love the Most High above all. Love the Most High with your all, right? Read.
And the second is like unto it.
And he said the second is just as important. Read.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
He said, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So we see Yahushai was like, this is very important, especially amongst the nation of Israel. He said, brotherly love, loving your neighbor, loving your people, quote unquote, national pride, teaching your people. We look at certain instances, like back in the 60s, you had something called the Black Panther Party. And for some odd reason, they became a domestic terrorist group. But when you look at the things that they were doing little things like, we're going to have a breakfast program for our children where we'll teach them, quote unquote, black pride, to have pride in yourself. They were teaching them and they were loving these individuals. They were trying to raise them up, rear them up, right? Let's go to Psalm 133:1. And this is also, I should have brought out this point after this scripture, but this is also what we had been doing for years upon years upon years, even before then. Yahushua was like, y'all, you're supposed to love your people. You're supposed to be building and uplifting your people. That's law. That's out of Yahushua's own mouth, right? Let's read Psalm 133:1, and then we'll get to the point that I was making.
The book of Psalms, chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
It says that, look how beautiful that is for us to be unified. And that's what we were doing back then. Unfortunately, today we're in a place where we relish in the division. We love the drama. We love the destruction, the tearing down of our people. But that's not what it's supposed to be. And Yahushua said it. We're going to get to it as well, but it's even in the law. Go to, before we get to the law, let's go to Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 1. So we're going to see throughout the scriptures, Old Testament, New Testament, Apocrypha, what brotherly love, or how does the Most High feel about brotherly love? Read that.
Sirach, chapter 25, verse 1. In three things I was beautified, and stood up beautiful both before the Most High and men.
He said these three things are amongst the more prominent, important, beautiful, glorified things, right? He said, I stood up beautiful amongst men. As it pertains to these things, these are the things that I really hold near and dear to my heart that's very important to me, to our nation, to our people. What is it?
The unity of brethren.
The what?
The unity of brethren.
One more time.
The unity of brethren.
The unity of brethren. You can't be unified if you ain't got love for your brothers. That's what he said. He said, man, having love for your neighbor, having love for your brother, that's one of them top tier, most prominent, most pertinent things that you could do. right? We saw in Psalm 133:1. He said, how beautiful, how pleasant. They speak very highly of unifying with your people, of brotherly love, of loving one another. Go ahead and finish that scripture off.
The love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together.
And then it talks about, of course, a man and a woman, unity within a marriage, being on the same page, being on one accord, so on and so forth. Let's go over to Proverbs 17. And we're kind of rifling it off just this part because I really want you to see and I want you to notice that throughout the scriptures, brotherly love is a big deal. Having love for your neighbor is a big deal. Unification, unifying, being on one accord, being of one mind, being of togetherness. It's a big deal in the scriptures. It's not a game. Most High really looks highly toward that. Give me Proverbs. Let me double check if this is what I want. Yeah, Proverbs 17 and verse 17.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 17. A friend loveth at all times.
It says a friend, a real friend, he going to love you at all times. He going to love you when you up. He going to love you when you down. He going to love you when you got disagreements. He going to love you when y'all beefing. I'm always have love for you. You may not see eye to eye, but as a true friend, a true neighbor, a true brother, I'm going to still love you, even if we got a little issue right now, right? Now, what else?
And the brother is born for adversity.
It says, and your brother is born for adversity. The people that you consider your family, your actual brothers. Like, we got a lot of what we consider, we're not relatives, but we're family. This is my brother. He's not physically my brother, but in the spirit, as I like to say it all the time, people say blood is thicker than water. I'm like, shit, the spirit is thicker than blood.
Real talk.
I got family that ain't relatives. I got relatives that I don't consider family. But it says a brother, which is a step above a friend. He said a brother. He's meant for adversity. That means when you getting into some stuff, when it's an issue, when you need somebody to have your back, yeah, your friends will be there, but your brother, that's what he's for. That's the Most High said that's what he was born for. Like, when you consider someone your brother, he's going to have your back through thick and thin. Right. Again, showing you all throughout the scriptures, that's a big deal. Most High looks highly on that. He wants us to be of one mind. He wants us to be on one accord. He wants us to be unified, because with that, like they say on the dollar bill, like not verbatim what it says in the scriptures, but what it alludes to: united we stand, divided we fall.
Come.
So basically, when you are of one mind, when you got love, first of all, when you got love for your neighbor, love for your brother, it builds unity. When you have unity and one-mindedness, we can travel together and on our endeavor to the same path. What do we have today? Individualism. A lot of people don't even trust one another. And look at our communities now. Because we don't trust one another, because there's no unity, because there's no brotherly love, right? Actually, I was going to get, we're going to go to that right now. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
God.
This is what's so crazy. Most High said it was law, and we'll get that in a little bit too. It was law for you to have love for your brothers. God. Most High said if you didn't, matter of fact, just read it. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. I want to check one more scripture, but read that right now.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
Go ahead, read on.
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
It said at one point in time, we had genuine love for one another. We treated each other. We had tender and delicate heart toward one another. That don't mean we was effeminate. That don't mean we was, gay or whatever. But it was like right. We really had love for each other. Like, I'm riding with this dude no matter what happens. This is my brother. Mm-hmm. This man needs help. I'm going to give this man help. This man is going through tough times. I'm going to be right there by his side. This brother having a bad day, I'm finna go try to cheer this man up. We taking outings to get whatever it is. Like, we had that much love for each other. But what did it say was going to happen as a curse?
And toward the wife of his bosom.
No, read that part from the top.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
As a curse for not keeping the law, it said his eyes will be evil toward his brother. And who else?
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And
toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
it says that was literally a curse. The law was keep the Most High said, keep my laws. One of the laws is love your neighbors as yourself, or thou shalt not hate thy neighbor in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise love thy neighbor, right? Or rebuke thy neighbor and suffer not sin upon them. So because we didn't keep these laws, one of the consequences was brotherly love went away. We had no more love for one another. We have nothing but dissension, tension, division in our nation. And that shouldn't be the case. It was literally, and that's why when you read like Joshua 1:8, Deuteronomy 28:1, even Deuteronomy 30, and I think 1 through like 5, when you read these scriptures and he says, if you keep my laws, these things will be to your benefit. This is what he's saying. Because literally the law tells you about having brotherly love. The law tells you about loving your neighbor. The law and the benefit behind this, because people read it and they just look at it they take it with a grain of salt. They look at it from the surface. Okay, I love my brothers, as I love my neighbor as myself. I love my brother. Okay, but you don't understand the magnitude of that importance. When you love your brother as much as you do, as you should, you're going to develop a bond. And when you develop that bond, you're almost unstoppable. And that's why he told us to do it as a nation. Because when we love one another as we would love our own selves as a nation, and we really willing to ride as a nation, and we really putting these scriptures and the law of the Most High at the forefront of our mind as a nation, there's nothing that we can't do. That was the importance of it. That's why the Most High told us to do it. But we didn't listen. And we ended up, literally, hatred for your brother is a curse. It wasn't like, oh, it just happened to happen. It's like the law literally tells you how to love your brother. And when you don't keep the law, you're showing that you hate your brother. That's why the law is life and sin is death. It's crazy because people don't notice that when everything in these scriptures is literally for our benefit. So you telling me the Most High gonna kill me because I'm eating whoop, whoop, whoop? Yes, I'm absolutely telling you that. Because if the Most High is telling you, I love you, I'm holding you at a higher standard, you're my chosen and royal people, don't touch this, then you go and you research what these things do to you. You don't really sit here and say, well, Christ died so I can eat it now. This is done away with. It's literally for your benefit. It's literally to ensure that you have what's called quality of life. You don't have parasites. You don't have tumors. You don't have this food that's feeding all the cancerous cells in your body. Most High say don't eat this stuff because that's not what it's meant for. That was my law. So yeah, you break this law, you are killing yourself. You're going to die sooner. Same thing with brotherly love. Look how many killings we got. Not just cops. Our own kill each other. Lack of brotherly love. Okay. If we would have just kept the laws, we wouldn't be having these issues. Go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and verse 12. Just to kind of piggyback on this particular point.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12.
Now watch this. We read it in the Torah. It said, this is going to be a curse if you ain't keeping these laws. Let's see what Christ says.
And because iniquity shall abound.
So because wickedness, because sin is abounding in the world, what's going to happen?
The love of many shall wax cold.
It says the love of many will wax cold. Ain't no more love out here in these streets. It's cold in these streets, as they say. It's a sad thing when you really can't even trust someone that you. I know cats that I grew up with that I probably wouldn't let in my house. I'm like, they got sticky fingers. They kleptos. I grew up with these cats. I can't trust you. That's a sad thing. But we wouldn't have these issues if we were abiding in brotherly love, as the scriptures say. Go to Proverbs, chapter 6. Proverbs chapter 6. And I want to start at verse 16. Let me double check. Yeah, read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 16.
Now watch this.
These 6 things doeth the Most High hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination
He
unto
said,
him.
these are the things that the Most High absolutely abhors. He hates it. Right? Read.
A proud look,
Someone who's prideful. Read.
a lying tongue,
A habitual liar. Read.
and hands that shed innocent blood.
A murderer for no just cause. Right? Read.
And a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations.
Read.
Feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Uh-huh.
A false witness that speaketh lies.
Read on.
And he that soweth discord among brethren.
He that does what?
Soweth discord among
And
brethren.
someone that's creating division amongst the people. Most High said, first of all, we already saw at the beginning how the Most High feels about unity. Unity is a product, a byproduct of brotherly love. Because brotherly love, you get a bunch of different byproducts, but that's one of them. You get unity. He said, I hate anybody that's creating division amongst my nation. And actually, all of these things low-key create division. Someone who's prideful, because then people looking at him like, I can't mess with that person. He can't be corrected. He can't be talked to. He always got his chest out thinking he the ish. Can't deal with that. It says, hands that shed innocent blood. Someone who out there, when you commit murder on someone who didn't deserve it, guess what happens as a recourse? Someone's now going to try to come kill you. So now you're creating a very hostile environment for the nation. Now, you know how many people that got killed as a retaliation? We ain't had nothing to do with nothing, but it was a retaliation because y'all killed my homie. I know what nigga did it, bro. I know where that nigga granny stay. Most High said that shedding innocent blood stuff, hate it, right? Then he said a heart that devises wicked imagination. Someone who's just, hey, bro, hey, we finna hit a lick. Hey, we finna go flock. Hey, we finna. All of this, all of these wicked things that individuals are doing, he said, I hate that too. I hate the individuals that do that too. He says, I hate someone who's always running to mischief, someone who's always in trauma, someone who always got to be around when something's going on. Then he said, a false witness that speaketh lies. Someone who's lying on people, because that creates a lot of division. People get killed off of lies.
Facts.
I done literally seen somebody get fired on, didn't even know what he was getting fired on for. It just happened so quick. Hey, nigga, I heard you was saying whoop-de-whoop. He like, what? Boom. He didn't even know what was going on. Most High said, I hate people like that because you create division amongst the people. You effing up the nation. You messing up the people. Most High said, I hate that. And he said, one of the ones that, actually he said, yea, 7 are an abomination. He said, these 6 I hate. Number 7?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about number 7. He said, that is an abomination. Listen to that. He said homosexuality is an abomination. It's something a little extra about this one. He said it's abominable. Someone who's sowing discord. Most High said, man, look, I got a special ass whooping for people like you. People who's out here creating issues because they feel away. Trying to gather other people to them. Hey, man, I don't really like that brother because whoop-de-whoop. Damn, for real? Yeah, man. And he ain't even trying to be righteous about it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, damn. Now, a righteous brother going to be like, what, did you talk to him? Yeah, I talked to him, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now, if the brother's sincerely being prideful and wicked, different story. He needs to be corrected. But if you over here just trying to gather people to you to hate this man too, because you hate this man because whatever y'all had going on, whether in the past or in the present or in the future, or excuse me, past or the present, you're sowing discord, you're creating division. You got other people, you're literally gathering people to hate an individual that they probably don't even really know.
Right.
Because you want to tell stories about situations instead of going to that man. That's sowing discord. Most High said, I'm going to beat your ass for that. I got something special for you for that. I gotta talk to my people in terms that they understand. Because we read this old English sometimes, we don't understand the impact. Like he said, I'm a f you up.
Right.
Understand, it's like a fire gonna tear your ass up. It's abominable. It's despicable. It's deplorable. It's disgusting. It's one of them things where you really upset at an individual. And you're like, no, my mama, if I see him on GP, I'm going to just fire on him just because. That's how the Most High feels about someone who's sowing discord.
Right.
He said, I got something for you. That's hatred. That's hatred for your brother. Let's flip. Did you have something before I go
on? No, that's off topic, but.
Okay. Let's jump over to 1 John. 1 John. I want 4 first.
Okay.
And then we're going to jump over to 3 as well. 1 John chapter 4. First John chapter 4 and verse 20. Read that for me.
The book of 1 John chapter 4 verse 20.
Now watch this. Pay attention to this.
If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
So Most High, it was stated in the scriptures. Scriptures tell you, if someone talking about, I love the Most High, but you got hatred for your brother. Again, I'm gonna put it in the terms so my people can understand. You full of shit. You full of it. That's what he's telling you. He said, how you gonna say you love the Most High, but you hate your brother? As a matter of fact, I gave you a law to say love your neighbor, love your brother. But you can't do that. So I know damn well you don't love me. You done broke the law.
Right.
Because you don't love your brother, but you love me.
Knock it off.
Most High up there looking at you, how you hear this nigga? you hear this? He loved me. Look, he can't even see me. He looking dead at his brother. Can't go rectify that situation. Ain't like he did something punishable by death. Ain't like he condemned the Holy Spirit. Ain't like he condemned the word of the Most High. Right. You can't rectify your situation. And you got hatred toward this brother. This nigga love me. For real. Most High looking at you like, shut up. Stop lying. That's real. He said, if you claiming you love me, but you can't keep my law, what John 14:15 say? If you love me, do what?
Keep my commandments.
Yahweh Shai said, if you love me, keep my commandments. 1 John said the same thing. Ecclesiastes says the same thing. Talking about you love the Most High. Love is an action. A part of that action is showing by keeping these laws that he gave us. One of those laws is loving your neighbor. But you hate your brother. But you love the Most High. If I think about things like this all the time, and I understand it's beneath the Most High, but I'd be like, man, Most High probably be like, I should go down there and slap this. He's so full of doo-doo. I should just go down there. I should just bring I should break off a branch from a tree and let an east wind come in. Right across his face. He's so full of doo-doo. You gotta stay. I mean, Most High ain't playing about this brotherly love. It's a different, but I don't think people understand. Like, we getting this truth, and we be gung-ho. We be with our cliques. I'm going to call it a clique. Some people don't like that word. Some people like overusing that word. But I'm going to say cliques. Congregations, churches, I'm going to refer to those as cliques. We deal with our cliques. But then there's individuals that we don't exactly, they ain't a part of our clique. They ain't a part of our church. They ain't a part of our congregation. We don't mess with them over there. We feeling a way about them over there. Yeah, you got brotherly love here. What about them over there? That's real. What about them over there? And the thing is, even if you don't deal with them, it said, don't treat them like an enemy, but admonish them as a what?
As a brother.
As a brother, as a friend. So we may not rock with you because you on some fugazi, but we don't hate you. But when you got hate in your heart, it's a different ballgame. My brother actually, my younger brother, Yashimai, we was talking, I want to say yesterday or the day before yesterday. And I believe it's a scripture in Proverbs. And it talks about, if your enemy, which actually is referenced, is referenced in Romans. He said, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If your enemy is thirst, give him something to drink. And you show heat burning coals on his head. And he sat there and he was talking to me. And, some brothers that we used to deal with was real close with. And they went and did some fugazi. They did some dishonorable things. And he ran into one of those brothers. And the brother was having issues. I think it was like car trouble or something. And he was like, I could have been like, see, that's the Most High judging your wicked ass. Whoop, 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 whoop. He said, but I'm not on that. He said, I'm a solid dude, and I'm going to continue to be solid. I'm going to show him love. I walked over and asked him, did he need help? And I went and I helped that man. Or, I went and asked him if he needed help. He said he did need help. Whoever was coming to help him out. And he said, and I was like, all right, cool. You sure? You don't need a ride? You don't need this? He said, no, I'm good. He said, all right, just checking. And he kept it pushing. He understands the importance of brotherly love. Now, this brother wasn't right. Don't know if this brother's made atonement for the things that he's done. But at the end of the day, it was like, this is what the Most High says. This is how we move in wisdom. This is how we move in righteousness. This is how we're supposed to do things according to the scriptures, according to the law. So that's what I'm going to do. Because I understand it's bigger than my emotions. I may have felt the individual was foul. I may have felt what he did was unrighteous, disloyal, dishonorable. But I know what the Most High says. And at the end of the day, he's going to judge that situation. But it's my job as one of his children, as an individual letting his light shine, as someone who says I'm 10 toes down for the Most High, to walk that walk. And that's what he did. He understood the importance of that brotherly love. And like I said again, we can love you from afar. As my boy Kanai said in this song, I can love you from afar, but we could never chill. Mm-hmm. Meaning, I don't hate you. I don't like what you did. I don't like the way you're moving. Your spirit may be wrong. Try to holler at you. If you don't hear it, it is what it is. I don't hate you. But I can't mess with you until you get right. Okay. Like the scripture says, admonish him as a brother. Admonish him as a friend. Don't mess with him, but don't hate him. If you ever see him down, make sure you help him out. Okay. But I ain't telling you to be close like you with everyone else. It doesn't have to be that way. But that's understanding. That's knowing the importance of brotherly love. That's moving in righteousness. That's doing what thus saith the Lord. Read that one from the top.
1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. Uh-huh. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love the Most High whom he hath not seen?
That was the point that he was making. How you love me? You talking about you love me. He said, your brother is literally in your face. Mm-hmm. And you over there spreading rumors about him. You over there dragging his name through the mud. You over there gathering people to hate on him with you. How you love me when you don't even love this man? And then what you're doing there as well, defaming an individual, which is bearing false witness. That ain't keeping the law. Gathering other people around you to do the same thing. That's called sowing discord, sowing division. That ain't keeping the law. The Most High said, how you love me? That's not love. You ain't loving me because you ain't even keeping my laws. You done broke how many laws? Right. Doing this one thing. but you love me. Come on, dog. I let the Most High get the you. That's how the Most High feel. Let's flip over to chapter 3. Chapter 3. And we're gonna read verse 15. We're gonna see how the Most High feel about an individual who ain't showing brotherly love. Verse 15.
1 John 3 and 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
One more time.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Is a who?
A murderer.
A murderer. I really don't think people understand that. And again, hatred goes deeper than how you feel just internal. Like it can sit on you. It's deeper than that. Or it's more than that, rather. You show hatred when you start creating divisions. You show hatred when you start going to other people to try to get them to not like someone as well. You show hatred when this individual has tried to reach out to you, this individual has tried to rectify it with you, and you just finding every which way of a reason to still be mad at. That's hatred. That's not brotherly love. And what are the and for these individuals who do these things, because and I'm trying to give people an understanding of like what it really looks like to hate your brother, because people may think it's just like bitch ass nigga, hate that nigga, bro. That's just me, how I feel. People think that just you just harvesting hatred. No, there are other things that you do. Like if you talking about someone, like, bro, let me tell you about this nigga over here though. Like, he real fugazi. Damn, for real? What'd he do? He did whoop-de whoop whoop. Oh, did you ever talk to him about it? I mean, feel me? I try to holler at him, but he wasn't trying to hear it though. But that's why I don't fuck with, bro. I wouldn't mess with him either if I was you, bro. Like he be on some funny. As a matter of fact, that's your boy too. I know he knew. I don't really know him like that. Let him know. Don't fuck with him like that, all right? That's hatred. You trying to get other people to not rock with somebody, that's hatred. That's funny acting. That's funny style. Most High look at stuff like he said, but when you create division, when you speaking on someone's name, bearing false witness, slanderous terms, even holding grudges. And I think I got that in here too. I'm end up getting that. Holding grudges.
Or even being jealous of another brother, relationship with another brother.
Oh, shit.
That feminine jealousy spirit.
Yeah, that's hatred. Man, this nigga, how you hanging out with him? Right. I grew up with bro and all the man. Now you feel a way about this. Like these are forms of hatred. That's what people don't. And what's so crazy is when people hear hatred, a lot of our people have what's called a one-track mind. So they hear hatred and they just think, I hate this nigga, I want to kill him. No, there's different. You feeling a way about an individual and you start acting funny toward the new Jake because your boy got a relationship with him. You hate this brother for no reason. Because you jealous. That's hatred. Most High said people like that are what? Read verse 15 again, please.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
A murderer. This is deeper than in your mind, I'll kill that nigga, bro. Wicked ass. It's deeper than that. From jealousy stems hatred. One of the byproducts of hatred is creating sowing discord, trying to get other people to not like them. Creating tension in a room. Y'all don't understand. Even, and this is one that a lot of Israel does. And people are, hey, hatred, that nigga was woo, woo, woo. That's hatred. We don't agree on a topic, right? Hey, Ak, you off. You talking about some other shit. That ain't scriptural or that's wrong. It says right here, whoop-de-whoop. But then we'll prove it then. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Damn, Ak, that was disrespectful. Oh, this nigga's effeminate. This nigga bitching, he crying because I told him shut the fuck up. Well, nigga, you need to grow some balls then. Men don't feel away about. When you that disrespect, that's hatred. If you get disrespectful like that with your brother, that's hatred. If y'all can't come to an agreement and y'all disagreeing on doctrine or whatever the case is, and he a bitch ass nigga and he gonna go to the lake of fire, and that's called hatred. That's hatred too. And that's a lot of Israel. That's a lot of Israel. I got brothers to this day. We don't agree on doctrine, on a lot of doctrine rather. I never go out and hit the streets with these brothers, but I'm a fellowship with them because I know they trying to figure it out. They believe this is what it is. I've listened to them reason. It may not make sense to me, but I'm like, okay, I get it. But the only time I really wouldn't mess with somebody is if they teaching we ain't got to keep the law, or they teaching we ain't got to believe in Yahweh Shai. Okay. Those are probably the only two things that I really wouldn't mess with an Israelite for. Everything else, I probably want to go out and teach with them because it's like, ain't no way we're going to walk out there and teach. And we teaching two different things. But our fellowship, our network, I'll be cool with brothers because I'm like, they're at least trying to keep these laws. They trying to do right. Okay. I don't hate brothers because I know brothers that teach that the full moon is the new moon. I'm not talking about the most prominent camp that everyone thinks about. But it's a brother that teaches that. And when I say we cool as the other side of the pillow, there's a lot of things that he is accurate on. We talk about stuff all the time. We joke around. We like real cool brothers. He ain't no old bitch ass nigga. Oh, he off or he waking. He gonna get the lake of fire. Whoop. He's not that because at the end of the day, if it's for him, if the Most High reveals it to him, he'll get it right. But that's not my place to now sit up here and disrespect him. Okay. Disrespecting someone because you can't get a point across or because y'all can't come to an agreement, that's hatred. Because anybody that you love, if you got into it with your mama, so you can put it in perspective. If you got into it with your mama, she's sitting there yelling at you or whatever, telling you off because you was wrong or whatever, I guarantee you, because you love her, it ain't going to be shut the fuck up and you old ass mother. It ain't going to be none of that because there's a level of love and a level of respect there for your mother. So if you can do that to a brother, that just shows that you ain't got no love for him. And when you ain't got no love, what is that? Hate. It's that simple. It's deeper than just I'm harvesting this anger and I kill this nigga if I get the chance. No. It's way deeper than that. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They look at hatred and it's like, it just means this. No. These are examples of hatred. Let me show you. What's so crazy is a lot of us, we talk, the law. Keeping these laws. And a lot of people, somehow, some magical way, skip over this thing in the law. It doesn't go in full depth, but then you read it all throughout the scriptures. This thing called virtue. This thing called character. Having good character. There's a certain way that you uphold yourself as a man of the Most High, as a woman of the Most High. A lot of people, I know the breakdowns. I know the prophecies. I know the laws of theft. I know we keeping these free. I know the Sabbath. I know the importance of the Sabbath. That is absolutely fine. A lot of it is pertinent. But there's this one damn thing. Matter of fact, off the top, go to give me Matthew real quick. This came to my mind because I did it. Hold that, yeah. Okay. Take me to Matthew. I think it's 7. And this was, man, it's so funny. I did a lesson forever ago. It was a lesson called Seek Ye the Kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness. Here's the Matthew 6:33 scripture, but it's called Seeking the Kingdom. And I said, what does it really mean to seek the kingdom? A lot of us just say, it's keeping the law. Blessed are those that do the commandments. They'll have a right to the tree of life. Whoop-de-whoop. Understood. But is that all that it is? Because there are certain things in the scriptures that are not in the law per se, but we see how the Most High feels about it. It's this thing called character. And I want to get this real quick because a lot of people use the scripture a little differently, but I'm gonna use it in its context, in its proper context, and show you what it is, or I want to say another angle or perspective of it. Matthew 7, start at 21. We'll read 21 and 22.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So ain't everybody was sitting up there talking about Lord Yahweh Yahweh out there preaching his word, out there calling out on his name. He said, ain't you're not gonna make it into the kingdom. Read.
But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
Read.
Many will say to me.
Excuse me, hold on. He said, but those that are doing the will of the Most High, people look at it and say, those that's keeping the law. I got my beard. I got my fringes. I'm keeping the Sabbath, dietary laws. I ain't fornicating, right? Read.
Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils?
Read.
And in thy name done many wonderful works?
It says it's going to be people that was out there on the block, 10 toes, weekly. What we casting out devils, what we cutting up these false doctrines, what we putting in this work. Read on.
And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
Ye that work iniquity. That's not, because you also do have individuals that's going to be out there teaching all of that, but they ain't keeping the law. They full of doo-doo. But on the other side of the spectrum, you did all of this. You even kept the Sabbath. You had your fringes, all of that stuff. But you had this thing called hatred in your heart. You had this thing called pride burned on your spirit.
They wasn't humble.
You did all of that for nothing. Kept the dietary law, wasn't sleeping around, wasn't hoeing. You wasn't you had your fringes on. Sisters, you was dressing modestly. Actually, shoot, they may have been charitable. I got the bread to give. Boom, I help out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But you was a jealous type. But you was a prideful type. Now, here's the thing, kind of a sidebar. Pride is another one of those things that range on the spectrum. Because pride is ultimately when you know something is the right thing to do, or you know something is the wrong thing to do, and you allow how you feel and how you reason in that moment to have you do the exact opposite of what should have or should not have been done. Perfect example in marriages. Sisters be like, well, I know I shouldn't have went off on you, but I was just mad at that moment. So you allowed your pride to take over. Brothers in certain situations. Well, usually brothers, they go say, well, I know I was wrong. Because it ain't pride. But, brothers in certain situations to be sitting there and call you everything but a child of God. Y'all done gotten to it. Because they allowed their pride to take over in that moment. The pride, man, we may mess around and do a full-blown lesson on pride so people can see. Because people won't even realize that certain things that they're doing is prideful until you show it to them. We might mess around and do a whole lesson on that too. But character flaws, lack of virtue, something as simple as loving your brother as loving your neighbor as your own soul. All of that, casting out demons, all of that, putting in work for the Most High, all of that. I was gonna be like, Mike Allah, this nigga out my line. Who's this clown? He's Yahweh Shai. He said he was with you. He said he was on the block. He was cutting up doctrines, casting out devils. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know that nigga. Put him over there. Put him over there.
It's deep, man.
man, you really got when we talk about keeping these laws, that encompasses having proper character, proper virtue as well. When we talk about walking like Yahweh Shai, walking blameless like Christ, we talking about his character too. That man had honorable virtue. And that's what a lot of people miss. People think you soft because I'm not finna go back and forth and argue with you. I'm not. People think because I've literally witnessed after, and I had to talk to the brother about it because it was an individual we were dealing with on the streets, and he was all over the place. And then he said, I got the seal of God in me. He was talking about how he was just that guy. Man, bro, why you just cut him up? Why you just cut him off and send him on his way, whatever? I said, because I wanted to reason with him for two reasons. One, because it's already in everyone's eyes that all them Israelite niggas do is overtalk you. All they gonna do is yell at you and call you a bitch, call you effeminate, call you a faggot. That's one. Two, if I can reason with this man, I could probably get him to repent. He's more receptive to hearing me if I'm listening and hearing him out. You know who else did that?
Yeah, I was shocked.
You know who else was meek and humble enough to do those things? People who were in sin that probably didn't really know better. I'm not going out there talking about, hey, sisters, y'all some wicked assholes. Yahweh Shai walked over to an adulteress. Which one of your accusers are still here? She said, nobody. He said, all right, cool. You didn't know better. I ain't going to accuse you either. But listen, don't do that no more. That's wicked. Now, if you end up doing it again, you got to deal with the wrath of the Most High. Okay. But this is your grace. This is where you get that chance. And that's what we have to deliver. I done seen videos where individuals, and again, this is not love. This is still hatred for your brother because you're supposed to heal him. We so cut. Don't nobody want to heal. Don't nobody want to just let me just reprove you, not rebuke you, right? I've seen videos where individuals, their sister may have a white husband or white boyfriend or something. This old sellout bitch, what? No one's going to receive that information anymore. Right. They done cut off right there. Sleeping with the oppressor. Now, while she probably should have known better, she probably was raised in a household where it was like, oh, don't worry about what everyone else is saying. Love is love, blah, blah, blah. How about you edify this woman? Tell her, look, even you believe in God, right? Let me show you something. He tells you that you shouldn't be, on top of what they did in history, the Most High even said you shouldn't be mingling because you're watering down your DNA. Let me show you. But she got to be all types of bees and hoes and sell out and come on, you got to meet them where they at. Even Paul said, to the Jews, I became as a Jew. To the Greeks or the Gentiles, I became as a Gentile. But I didn't break the law. He basically said I was meeting people where they was at. These Gentiles didn't know the law like the Jews did. So I'm saying I'm rapping with them like I talk to. It's kind of like if you talking to somebody on the street, don't know nothing about the truth, I'm going to talk to him in the terms that he know. Right. It's that simple. That's love.
That is brotherly love. Just that whole approach. You know, approaching brothers and sisters like you love them. You know, not like you their enemy, you know. So, way to elaborate on that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully brothers pick up on that.
God, Most High willing.
Right.
Again, and hell, this conversation is an exhortation to get brothers to be more cognizant so they can show forth brotherly love. Let's jump over. We don't need that 1 John again. We went to 1 John 4. Okay, let's go to Leviticus 19 real quick. And we're going to read 19 and 17. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17.
Leviticus 19 and 17, and it reads, Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Hold on. Read that one more again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
That's law. So pay attention. It doesn't say thou shalt not project hatred towards it. It says even in your damn heart, in your mind, wanting bad things to happen to them, waiting for their fall, their downfall, feeling in your heart like, I really don't like this thing, bro. Like, man, like, it says you ain't even supposed to be like that. Thou shalt not. You know what that is? That is a commandment. In today's term, if you had a ghetto parent, your ass better not.
Right.
That's what the Most High said. Your ass better not hate your brother in your heart. Right? Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Hold on. Now watch this. Now he's teaching you. He said, don't hate your brother in your heart. But let me show you what love is. Let me show you what it looks like to not hate your brother. This is one of the ways. It says, thou shalt do what?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Correct them. Read.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And don't allow them to go down the wicked road. Correct them. Check them. Don't just start banging on them, jumping out the gate.
Come on.
You just a wicked ass nigga. Woo woo. Not jumping out the gate like that. It's like, bro, what the hell? What's hold on, bro.
Come
I'm a keep it G with you out of love. That's wrong. You can't be doing. Matter of fact, come here. Let me show you. It says rebuke them to make sure that they know and that they don't do it ever again. But if you hopping out the gate, instead of rebuking, you just cut. Ain't nobody gonna hear that if you jump out the gate being disrespectful. Probably 10 times out of 10, they gonna be like, this nigga talking about.
on. You're gonna offend rather than draw them in.
Absolutely. And they're going to shut it. Literally what happens with the majority of the world, when they get offended, they're literally closing that window. At that point, their pride kicks in. And you know who else's pride is going to kick in because theirs kicked in? Yours. Because now they're listening to you with the intent to respond because you've already pissed them off. Now I'm going to make you look stupid. Nigga, that shit was wicked. How was it wicked, bro? How? This nigga on some bullshit, bro. Woo. Oh, I'm on some bullshit? Okay. Now explain it to me. Because you ain't supposed to do that. Nigga, I see you doing woo. Now it's an argument.
Okay.
Instead of, whoa, pump the brakes, bro. Hold on. Damn, nigga, what happened? Bruh, what's going on? Let me holler at you. This is all out of love, too. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I ain't trying to make you feel away. I'm trying to holler at you out of love, like, yo, what you did is a little, it's foul. You can't be moving like that because whoop-de-whoop. You got to look at it from this angle. You got to look at it from this perspective. That's a bad look. Damn, bro, I ain't think about it like that. They're more inclined to be receptive. Correct your brother, but do it in a wise way. And then there's those individuals, I ain't gonna say nothing to that nigga. Whatever happens to him, that's what he get. You know what that is?
Shit, that's hate right there.
That's what?
Hate.
That's hatred.
Well,
I don't, nigga, shit, it is what it is. You ain't gonna talk to your boy? That's on that nigga. It ain't on me. That's hatred. Another form of hatred. That's real. Most High don't play. And I know a lot of us, we're still learning. A lot of us don't really understand. We believe like one or two things is hatred. Nah. Hatred is
it's different levels of hatred.
Absolutely.
That's what this brother is, teaching you. You know what I mean?
It's deeper than that. And that's the Most High, man. The Most High said, look, Yahweh Shai said, 2 great commandments. Number 1, love the Most High with all your heart and all your soul. Then he says, the second one is just like that one. Just as important as that one. Mm-hmm. Think about how important that is. We all know the most important thing is to love the Most High. He said literally just below it. Mm-hmm. It's that damn important. So we way up here at 100. And then 99.99. Love your neighbor and love your brother as yourself. That's how it's very important. So you got to understand what hatred for your brother is so you can stay away from that. And in turn, it's going to automatically breed love for your brother, love for your neighbor. Let's jump over to Galatians chapter 6. So now we're kind of getting into what does brotherly love look like? Correction. Checking your brother. And that ain't putting him on the spot, putting him on blast. Because then brothers feel disrespected. It's, hey, let me holler at you real quick. Politicking with him. Let me holler at you so you don't feel offended. Let me, pull you to the side real quick. And of course, certain infractions calls for a little more intense correction, but not to the point of disrespect. But it said you need to correct your brother if you love him. Now, if you don't love him, let the nigga do what he do. He said, that's hatred. I ain't gonna say nothing to the nigga because of woo. That's hatred. That's real. And I know some people hate it, like, man, he's always got something to say. Well, that brother, because he love you.
Right.
Now, I get it. Some people are a little over-righteous. But a lot of times, they'd be like, no, you out of pocket. So they're going to keep saying stuff to you so you can continue to grow and develop as a man or as a woman. Because if an individual keeps checking you and keep trying to show you this is what you need to do, it's because they want to see you do better. It was this image that I saw. It said, those that are always, this isn't verbatim, but ultimately this is what it was saying. It said, those that are always on your back, always on top of you, always correcting you and on you when you off. It said, those are the people that want to see you succeed. Those are the people that love you. So don't be pissed when an individual's on your bumper, on your ass. They want to see you succeed. That's love. That's law. The law of love. That's what that is. Now be worried if you out of pocket and doing things wrong and people ain't saying nothing. That's where there's a problem. But if they're correcting you and trying to make sure that you're doing better, being better, that's love. Can't be pissed off at somebody for that. They literally want to see you succeed. If anything, you should be embracing that. Like, damn, matter of fact, you should be going to people like, damn, bro, what can I do to do? I feel like I'm doing what I believe as much as I can. You got anything else for me? Like, how else can I grow? How else can I do better? You should be seeking that so you can do better and be better. Let's go to Galatians 6, and we're going to read verse 2. So that's one aspect of showing love, correction, being on top of your brothers to try to see them to succeed. So Galatians.
6 and 1.
Let me see if I want to start in verse 1.
Okay.
Galatians chapter 6 and verse. Let me see if I want to start at 1.
We 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. We can start at verse 1.
Okay. Galatians chapter 6, verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness.
In who?
In the spirit of meekness.
Read that one more time.
In the spirit of meekness.
Now, meekness, being humble, being understanding, being considerate. Says somebody may be overtaken in a fault, meaning he messed up. It said, but restore this individual, correct this individual, get him right, but do it in what?
In meekness.
Be meek about it. Be understanding, have perspectives. Understand, like, you know what? I get it, bro. But look, that shit was wrong. Let me holler at you. I'm not finna sit up here and bang on you. I'm not finna sit up here and condemn you. I'm gonna holler at you. I've been in situations like that where brothers came to me and said, look, dog, I'm gonna come holler at you because what you did, that wasn't 100. But I'm gonna come to you like, all right, what I'm gonna sit up here and bang on you for? You ain't gonna listen to it. But I'm gonna tell you because I love you and want you to do better. This is what it is. And I'm like, damn. And that hurts more because your guard is down. And it's like, damn, I'm eating this up right now. Yeah, that shit was wrong. And then you'll want to do better. But that's love. So it said being meek, being understanding when you're trying to correct someone, right? Read.
Considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
So remember, while you out there rebuking, the old saying, your shit stank too.
Con.
Remember that. And there's a lot of people. This dirty draws be all over the place in Israel, unfortunately. Them cats out there teaching, them cats out there, they righteous, we elders, we this, we that. Boom, caught up in fornication. What? Boom, caught up, he beating up his wife. What? Boom, caught up in extortion. But these is holier than thou type individuals. Most High said, don't get it twisted. You think you above temptation? Satan.
Gotcha.
Just remember what you did with Job. Get him. Let's see where he really is. Let's see where his heart really is. He talked the talk. It sound good. Let's see where his heart really is. Sure enough, all that banging you was doing, we banging on Esau, we banging on you heathens, we banging on the 2/3 ass niggas too. Boom. You banging on a white woman and you done got exposed. Hating Esau and all this other stuff. This sleeping with white women, he breaking the law. Exposure. Boom, yeah. Real quick to hit you with something like that. Boom, banging on someone else's wife. You done got caught up in adultery. But you was I said, don't get it twisted. When you talk to these people, humble yourself. Because Satan will pull up on you. That be sober, be vigilant is real. Because Satan will slide up on your ass real slow, real smooth, real subtle. Hey, girl, I know what his weakness is. I know you white, but he like big booties. Go over there and rub on his thigh or something real quick. Let's see what he do. That easy. Remember, this ain't from the most High said, I don't tempt nobody with evil. But he has spirits out there. He has workers out there. That's their job. Y'all do what y'all do. You know why? Because I'm trying to see who gonna really serve me. You know that scripture, I don't remember where it is in Sirach, but it talks about an individual who's sitting in the four corners of his home and be like, don't nobody see me. I could do my dirt right here because can't nobody see me. It said a person like that fear men. They don't fear the Most High because they forget that the Most High's eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Right.
So them individuals that be out there puffing their chest out, they all said, humble yourself because we're going to see if you really love me.
Right.
Because them devils, they pull up on him real quick. Let's see what his virtue is like. He go hard on everybody else. Let's see what he like. Mm-hmm. Right? So it says, anybody that's at fault, restore them in meekness. That's love. I'm going to come to you understanding. I'm going to come to you with perspective. Like, okay, this brother knew. Or, okay, I knew that was this brother's weakness. Okay, was anybody there for him? Did he reach out to anybody? Right? Now, of course, you got individuals that brothers did reach out to or reached out to brothers and brothers spoke to them and they still decided to continue to do. I know individuals like that. I've personally counseled certain brothers and I got to a point literally like a dozen counsels, a dozen times where I talked to this brother, not just scriptural wisdom, but wisdom of as a man. Like, dog, you're putting yourself in this type of position. You're digging yourself in a hole. You're looking bad in the eyes of the Most High. You're looking bad in the eyes of your spouse. You're making the body look bad. You're giving yourself a bad name. Dozen different counsels. Still ended up messing up. And I got to a point where I'm like, I have nothing else to say to you. Honestly, after the second and third admonishment, what am I supposed to do? I gave him a dozen. A dozen of them. Out of love, because I'm like, you going to get it right. You going to get it right. But it's like, you don't really want to get it right. Now, it's different if you this sin, then it's a whole nother one. It's a whole new, different cans of worms. But you're dealing with the same thing. Over and over and over, receiving counsel, over and over and over, receiving exhortation, receiving encouragement. At some point, you're going to have to just be like, to hell with it. You want to wallow in your own filth. It's on you. But you have to give it a chance first. Be humble. when you going out there teaching, when you trying to give people perspective. That's love. It's meeting them where they at, understanding where they coming from. Are we done with one? Yeah, verse 2.
We're done with one.
Verse 2. This is the one, too.
Verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens.
Hold on. So love your neighbor as yourself. It said, bear ye one another's burdens. When my brother cry, I feel his pain. I may not be a crier, so I'm probably not going to cry, but I feel his pain. My brother's hurt. I'm finna go over there and try to whatever I can to cheer him up, whatever I can to console that man, to give him succor or to give him comfort. As a brother, I'm going to bear that burden with you. And if you stress and we need to sit down, we need to pray, cool. Damn, you stress and we need to sit down, we need to map something out, cool. Because some burdens are they sincerely are too hard to carry on your own. And it's a beautiful thing when you got brothers there to encourage you, carrying that burden with you. That's love. Read that from the top.
Bear ye one another's burdens.
And do what?
And so fulfill the law of Christ.
Love your neighbor as yourself. You'll fulfill that law that Christ put out there, which was ultimately from the Most High, at the, way back at the beginning. When he said, bear one another's burdens. Be willing to ride for one another. Be willing to comfort one another. Be willing to love one another to that extent. Because people are, love is keeping the law. Yeah, but love is also an affection. You feel a way with love. That's just the truth. A perfect example. David and Jonathan. Yeah, he kept the law. He treated Jonathan right, woo, woo, woo. But he loved Jonathan. That man cried in Jonathan's arms. He embraced Jonathan. When he was like, man, your pop's really out there trying to kill me. Jonathan like, nigga, you tripping, David. Bro, you don't understand. Like, you wasn't there when he did woo, 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 woo. All right, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do whoop, 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 then boop, bop, then boom, right? He said, all right, cool. He's sitting there at the thing. He said, man, and look. Now, if my pop's really on some fugazi, I'll let you know. All right, cool. He goes, sits down at dinner. 2 days, David missing. Saul like, yo, Jonathan, that's your boy. Where he at? Well, he said he said he had to go visit such and such because whatever happened. Saul like, nigga, you think I'm stupid? You really think I'm stupid? You gonna choose that nigga over me? I'm your daddy. You gonna choose that nigga over me? Jonathan like, Pops, what you even tripping for? What did he do to you? And Saul, shut the fuck up. Threw the javelin at his own son. Jonathan said, oh, this nigga tripping. He said, I'm about to dip. He went out and he told David. David was, when he met him, he held him in his arms, cried with him, bearing his burden with him. Like, damn, my pops really is on some, he really trying to get you. That's crazy. We gonna figure this out, bro. We gonna get it right, bro. Don't worry about it. He said, bear you one another's burdens. That's love. It ain't just, I'm keeping the law, I'm abiding by the law with him. Yeah. But love is also an emotion. I know a lot of times in Israel, we're like, y'all stuck on that emotional love. That's that Christianity stuff. No, that's real. Love is an emotion. It's an action. Don't get it twisted. But there's emotion behind it too. And a matter of fact, I think I'm going to get to it. If I don't have it right here, I'm going to grab that scripture. Read verse 2 from the top, please.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 2. Bear you one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
And it said you're going to fulfill the law of Christ, right? Let's go to do I want to go to, let's go to Romans, then we're going to come back to Galatians. Let's go to Romans 12. Romans chapter 12. And we're going to read. Oh, actually, this is the scripture. Romans chapter 12. And
That's the one he was going to come back to.
I believe so. Romans chapter 12 and verse 10.
The book of Romans chapter 12, verse 10. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love.
Read that again.
Be kindly affectioned
Be
one
kindly what?
affectioned.
So it says have affection toward one another. It ain't just I'm keeping the law. I ain't sleeping with his wife. I ain't stealing from him. Have a kind affection towards your brother. Nothing wrong with, oh, that's my boy. What's going on, bro? What's going on? You can be excited to see your brother. I got brothers to this day. We text each other, man, I love y'all, Jakes. Man, I appreciate y'all for everything y'all been doing. Woo, woo, woo. Ain't nothing wrong with that's not gay. I know we grew up in a black culture. Like, I ain't going to tell another nigga I love him, bro. Pause. I ain't gay, my nigga. That's soft. That's weak. Ain't nothing wrong with telling your brothers you love them. Ain't nothing wrong with showing affection. Like you can be excited that you ain't seen your boy in a minute and you about to see him. Like, man, my boy coming through. My boy finna come in town. Man, I love that boy. I can't wait till he pull up on me. There's nothing wrong with that. Paul said, be kindly affectioned. Have affection toward one another with what? Read it from the top.
Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love.
With what?
With brotherly love.
One more again.
With brotherly love.
Brotherly love. That brotherly love, it ain't just I love them by keeping the commandments. No, you can have affection toward them. That's brotherly love. Read on.
In honor, preferring one another.
It says in honor, preferring one another. Meaning, I put this man over myself. It may inconvenience me, but I'm going to do it for him.
I'm a sacrifice.
I'm a sacrifice. That's what preferring one another. I'm going to look out for this man. I may not be able to, I may not have the time, or I may have to do whoop, 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 or it may be out of my way. But you know what? Out of love for this man, I know he need the help. I'm preferring him over my wants at that moment. I'm preferring him even though it may be an inconvenience to me.
There it is.
That's love. Be kindly affectioned toward one another with brotherly love. Mm-hmm. You had something to say?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm just feeling how deep this message is.
Man, it's funny. Like, you really got to put, when we talk about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, it's one thing to know these scriptures. It's another thing to understand them. Understanding them is being able to really sit down, read the scripture, map it out in your mind, like this is really what it is. Mm-hmm. Be kindly affectioned toward one another. What the hell does that mean? It's showing love to each other. You don't understand this scripture. Wisdom is being able to apply that understanding. Now I understand it. Let me apply it in my daily life. When you get to understanding and wisdom, you're on a whole new level. Really comprehending and like, okay, this is how you apply brotherly love. When I can give you examples, when I can walk you through it, when I can show you it, that I understand it. I have the wisdom behind it. All praise to the Most High. So it says, be kindly affectioned toward one another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. I'm going to look out for you, even though I may not be in the mood. I may have my own stuff going on. But you know what? This is my guy. He's a stand-up brother. I see he's in need. Because I love this man, because I know the type of spirit that this man has. He may even have not a so great spirit. But because I'm really trying to walk in the way of Christ, I'm going to inconvenience myself. I'm going to sacrifice what I want to do right now to help this man. Because I love this brother. Being kindly affectioned. Let's flip back over to Galatians 5.
Let me bring out something real quick.
Go ahead.
Get that John 15 and 13 real quick. While it's on a perfect topic, inconveniencing and sacrificing. Who did it better than Yahushua Christ? So I'm gonna bring this out real quick. This red letter, and it goes deeper than actually, giving his life, because while he was living, he actually gave his life.
Absolutely.
And that's what this brother's bringing out. You know what I'm saying? It's a double aspect to it. You know what I mean? Go ahead and read that out.
John chapter 15 and verse 13.
Greater
love have no man than this.
Then what?
That a man lay down his life for his friends.
So that's what this whole truth is about. While you're living, not actually jumping in front of a bullet or, you know what I'm saying, or getting stabbed, or, that too. After you prove a friend and, you prove this brother to continually be a godly man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'll give my life out there on the front line. But literally on a weekly basis, you know what I'm saying?
Daily.
On a daily basis when his brother's in need and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? From a ride to a phone call, a text, supporting a brother.
A shoulder to cry on, all of that.
All that. Whenever
and even for, I'm sorry, not to cut you off, and even further than that, for our brothers that don't even, understand or know the truth, we literally give our lives for the people. Right? I could be at home chilling, minding my business, playing 2K right now or something. Even further than that, we could brothers that are teachers that are literally giving up their lives.
Literally.
Like, we are literally here. I can't speak for everyone, but I know for myself, I'm here a couple of times a week. Teaching brothers, picking up the phone, talking to brothers. I could be at home playing the game, reading and studying for myself, making music, chilling with my brother. Like, I could be doing whatever, but I've decided to give my life out of love for my nation, because I'm like, we need it. We need the understanding. We need teachers here to help the nation grow. This brother too. We need more, as the scriptures say, the labor, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. We literally give up our lives. This brother could be at home with his wife and his son, chilling, watching TV, studying together.
Having a watermelon smoothie. You know what I'm saying? The simple things in life, just enjoying that on a small level, like real talk.
But we sacrificed the ability to do that out of love for the nation, because we want to teach them. We want them to grow. We want them to abound. We want them to come together so we can get the hell up out of here. So even laying down your life in that fashion. Yeah, I was talking about, I'm about to literally die for y'all.
Right.
Even before that, I was a 12-year-old kid chilling in the synagogue. I could have been outside skipping rocks or whatever they was doing back then. We could have been racing. He said, no, I'm right here because I know I got a mission. He said, he literally gave his life. Like, he didn't do nothing but study so he can go out and teach the people.
So, yeah, man, way to bring it out. But nevertheless, we're laying down our lives on a daily basis. Not even teachers, just readers, maintenance brothers, security brothers. Anybody that's doing the work in sincerity and in truth.
One of the brothers that be in the background, and you got to get them their just dues when you understand what goes into what they do. AV.
Brothers back there.
Editing the video. When I say that's time consuming, because I help with that. I've done it. It takes hours. Brothers could be minding their own business doing something else. They sitting there staring, being meticulous at the video. Let me color grade it. Let me color correct it. Oh, damn, let me put the description. Oh,
doing thumbnails.
Doing thumbnails. Oh, let me make sure that the audio sounds good. Oh, let me make sure that the visual looks right. Let me fix, this. Let me fix that so it can be appealing. Let me give quality to the people. They don't have to do all of that. They sacrifice for the people.
So I just wanted to bring that out. So, let's follow in Yahushua's footsteps and lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters, our nation.
Absolutely.
Our congregation. So,
absolutely. I'm not going to go to Galatians yet. I want to get, let's go to James 5 and 9. I'm going to let you grab them all. James 5 and 9. 1 Peter 4 and 9. And this probably should have went a little earlier, but I still want to touch it. Read James 5 and verse 9.
The book of James, chapter 5, verse 9. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned.
So, grudges. We touched it a little bit earlier. But how do you hate your brother? Holding grudges. What does love look like? You may have been done wrong, but you ain't holding grudges on it. Matter of fact, that's law. Real quick, and I'll read it, and I want you to hold 1 Peter. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 18. It says, thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor. I forgot it said that in verse 18 as well. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Yeah, I was just quoting law. Ain't no holding grudges. If you holding grudges, you don't really love your brother. That's real. Now, if you guys have a situation, if you guys have an issue, you need to go talk to that man. Y'all need to rectify it. But there shouldn't be no grudges being held. Not amongst us. That's not love. If you harvesting them type of feelings towards your brother, that's not love. You ain't got no love for him. Give me that 1 Peter.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse
9.
Verse 9. And it reads, use hospitality one to another without grudging.
Is that's all of that one?
It
said without grudging. So it says even when you're doing things for individuals, don't hold on to it. I remember I did such and such for this nigga. Also, don't do it with reluctantly. I really don't want to do this, but I guess I'm gonna do it.
You might as well not even do it.
Don't do it.
It's the wrong spirit.
Absolutely. That's y'all. What the pastors used to say, but y'all don't hear me. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all don't understand. This love your neighbor is, and what's so crazy is I expected this lesson to be a little shorter than what it is, but it just. Once you get rolling and you get in the spirit, it's like, man, like y'all, this really needs to be heard. This really needs to be understood. Brotherly love is a very big deal, and especially because Israel's lacking in a lot of it, and it's hurtful. And these are the lessons that we need. We got brothers that teach about the prophecies and all that. Okay, cool, that's cute. That's cute. I'll tell you like this though. Israel knew the prophecies. A lot of them stood. Israel sat there in the face of the person who literally, it's kind of like you the low man at your job, but you know the son or even the one just below, the CEO of the entire company. You direct line to that individual who can literally turn around and talk to whoever it is that you're trying to talk to. We had that in Moses. And we understood, like, the Most High, the Creator talks to this man. He gave him laws. He gave him the prophecies right there in our face. And we couldn't get our asses in the promised land. So the prophecies and stuff is cute. Israel knew that. Didn't stop them from going to captivity. Didn't stop certain ones of them from not seeing the promised land. What the Most High say? He said, fear me and keep my commandments. That includes the aspect of having the proper virtue, the proper character, proper scruples about yourself, holding yourself at a noble standard. It's deeper than what everybody trying to do. I want to know the history. I like to sound profound in breaking down his history. I like to be the prophecy man. I'm the spiritual man. Can't even control your spirit, but you spiritual.
Damn.
Come on. Let's talk about ruling your spirit. Let's talk about ruling your character. Let's talk about the fruits of the spirit. Let's talk about brotherly love. That's a big deal. We missing that in Israel. That's real. Give me one more, Galatians 5. What does love look like? That's what we dealing with right now. So we got love is correction, bearing each other's burdens, rebuking or reproving in all meekness, meeting you where you at. Not holding grudges against one another, doing things out of the kindness of your heart, not just I'm doing it grudgingly. I'm reluctant. I don't really want to do this shit, but this nigga need it, so I guess I'll do it. Doing things like that. Putting other brothers above you, having that affection towards your brother. That's what love looks like. It ain't just I'm keeping the law. It's deeper than that. It's much deeper than that. Let me get there with you.
What's on 14?
Galatians 5, and we finna rifle off this these fruits of the spirit. Verse what is started 22? Yeah, read that.
Galatians 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love.
Wait. Let that marinate for a second. Just let that sit on the people's mind real quick. The fruits of the Spirit jumped out the gate. What was it?
With love.
The fruits of the Spirit. Number 1 is love. Right? Next one.
Joy.
Because when you have that love, that affection toward one another, that brotherly love, when you can create that type of unity and everything, guess what you have as a byproduct? Joy. Read.
Peace.
Peace. When you have that unity, when you have that love, what you gonna have amongst the people? Peace. Read.
Long suffering.
Because when you have love for your brothers, have love for your sisters, they may be a pain in I'm gonna talk to you straight up. They may be a pain in the ass, but you love them enough to have patience with them. Long suffering, and that's a fruit of the Spirit. Being able to be patient with your people. And you gotta love somebody to be patient with them. Long suffering. Read.
Gentleness.
Gentleness. Kindness. Affection. Empathy. You got to have love to do that. Again, another fruit of the Spirit. Read.
Goodness.
Goodness. I don't really even got to get into that one because that one in itself, it's a very general term, but it encompasses a lot of things. Just being an overall good individual. Being a kind-hearted individual. Being a loyal individual. Being reliable. Those are traits of goodness. Read.
Faith.
Faith. That's a big one. Faith. Fruits of the Spirit, having faith. Actually, what's so cold is, I don't remember where it's at, but a scripture that says faith works by love. Think about that. Faith works by love. Or something to the extent of like showing your love through the work of faith. No, I believe I had it right the first time. Yeah. Faith works by love. Now, we know love is an action. That's how you show your faith. Ain't that something? And again, that's a fruit of the Spirit. So if you can't rule your spirit to show love, you ain't as spiritual as you think. If you can't abide in these things, you ain't as right as you think. That's real. Read on.
Meekness.
Meekness. We talked about that earlier. Humble yourself.
Okay.
Be humble. Read on.
Temperance.
Temperance. Self-control. Being able to control your spirit is a fruit of the Spirit. Emotional discipline is the fruit of the Spirit.
Facts.
Now, here's the thing. Notice how they all go hand in hand. So love, through love, a byproduct of that is peace. Right? And joy, joy and peace. So through love, you can get what's called like unity. When you see those individuals that are what do you call it? Like just a ray of sunshine. It's like, I love when this person come around, man. I love their spirit. Right. And every time they come around, it's just the spirit is uplifted. I don't give a damn what's going on. When this person come around, it makes my day. You create that unity. These people always want to look out for you. That causes joy both for you and for them. It gives you peace. Because it's like we ain't got nothing but love and happiness right here. Like, man, it's a beautiful spirit right here. Causes peace. When you patient, when you love someone, you're going to be more patient with them. You're going to be understanding with them.
Let me ask something.
Go ahead.
Not only peace, like, oh, there's no war, but he's going into a peace of mind. You see what I'm saying? Because when you loving your brother, it feels good to support and do things for other brothers when you're in the right spirit. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you a peace of mind. It fulfills you. Even people in the world, they know that. Restaurant owners give away free food.
Oh, yeah.
What do they say? It made me feel good to help them.
Makes me feel good to do a good deed. That's love. Gentleness, another one. Goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Now watch this. Read the last part.
Against such, there is no law.
He said there's no law against any of these things. And when you look also in the scriptures, it talks about the law was made for the wicked. It said if you got the fruits of the spirit, you ain't got to really even worry about it. The law was literally put here to show individuals this is how you're supposed to be living. But hell, if you already got that type of spirit, if you're already moving that way, I don't really have to throw the law down your throat because it's like you're doing it naturally. The fruits of the spirit, and out the gate, love was number one. Again, it's deeper than I'm keeping the commandments. That's a given. Let's talk about the affectionate side. Let's talk about the charity. Let's talk about how other people perceive you. Let's talk about your name, your reputation. That's a reliable brother. That's a kind-hearted individual. That's a loving brother. That's a patient brother. Every time I look at this, I honestly, even if I tried, I can't find any fault with this man. Let's see what your virtue is like. You had anything to add?
It might be too much to read. Let me just bring it out since we got a few more minutes. I'll read it for you and you break it in.
Go ahead.
You don't mind. Yeah. I wanted to just put the nail in the coffin with 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 4 real quick.
1 Corinthians chapter 13?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay, go ahead.
Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal.
Read that from the top. Excuse me. I was trying to get there. 1 Corinthians 13, right? All right, read that.
Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity.
Hold on. He said, man, I can have all these skills. I'm out here, man. I could talk to the Portuguese. I could talk to the Spanish. I could talk to the ones in English. I could talk to the ones in Ghana. We got, Israelites that scattered all over the world. We probably find some in the Philippines. I can speak Tagalog. I got, man, I'm out here. I'm breaking them down. It says, but I ain't got no charity. I got that. I don't have that willingness to give. And remember, charity ain't just I'm giving money.
Right.
Charity is giving time. Because time is something you can't get back. If you can get up and do a deed for an individual, showing that type of charity, that's love.
There it is.
But you ain't got the heart, the love to do that. What'd he say?
I'm become a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal.
You ain't saying shit. In so many words. Who cares? You did all of that, but you got this funky, niggardly, selfish spirit. So who the hell cares? Read on.
And though I have the gift of prophecy.
So I got all the breakdowns. I'm deep. I'm spiritual. Read.
And understand all mysteries and all knowledge.
Y'all ain't understanding this esoteric knowledge. Y'all, look, I deal with the Most High direct. Y'all ain't understand. Look, we got spiritual fringes. Y'all couldn't comprehend that. I let that resonate on your spirit. Y'all frequencies down here. I'm way up here right now. I know all the mysteries. Read.
and understand all mysteries and all knowledge.
I know it all. I'm good. I'm studied. I've been in this mug 30 years. I got all of the books. Read.
And though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains.
Said, and I got the mindset that, man, I could do any damn thing. Mm-hmm. Read.
And have not charity, I am nothing.
He said, you got all of that. It's a funky ass heart. And guess what the Most High gonna look at you as? Read that last word.
I am nothing.
He said, nothing. Most High gonna look at you like this guy. I'll give it to him. He got some zeal. He got some heart. He's a selfish SOB. He's selfish. He ain't got that fruit of the spirit. He ain't got it on him. Read.
And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing.
Read that again, because this one's going to go over your head. Read that again. Watch this.
And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor.
He said, my bad. Hold on.
Oh, you good.
He was doing a charitable deed.
Just like you said.
He said,
in that Matthew 7, 20.
Man, he's doing a charitable deed. I done gave everybody my stuff to the poor. It said, though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, so I'm out there feeding the poor, doing things for them. It says, and though I give my body to be burned, right? He said, I'm willing to sacrifice myself for the Most High. You got brothers out there, shit, I'm ready to die for this word. And that's on my forefathers.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's on all three of them. That's on 12. All the tribes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Charity, absolutely. Charity definitely is forgiveness, not grudging. Mm-hmm. There's a different type. There's you got to understand the mindset that comes with being charitable. It said, man, he literally gave away all of his. Ain't that charity? He gave away his stuff. I thought that was charity. He said, I'm willing to give my life. As they say in the streets, on the dead homies. He said, on my dead forefathers. He said, that's on Jacob and them. All 12. I died for this word. But he said, you ain't got a charitable heart. You did that because you could. You may have done it because it looked good for you. Mm-hmm. You got this thing called, I'm just going to put it in perspective, this thing called tax write-offs. There's a lot of people that give charity today because it's a tax write-off.
Right.
Don't mean you did it out of the kindness of your heart. You did it because you could. He said, I done fed the poor. I done did this. I done did that. I'm ready to ride for the Most High. I'm finna die for him. But you ain't got what? Love.
And have not charity, it profiteth me nothing.
You ain't.
We can call it. We don't even need to read no more. That's it.
Just let that just
marinate.
Sit on that for a moment. I think that's what we need to start doing on our lessons. Have just a little pause. We need you to reflect. There's a lot of stuff that was given. Mm-hmm. You need to reflect for a moment. And this one was so cold. It said, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profit me nothing. He said, I did all of this stuff. I'm ready to give my life. But I didn't have a charitable heart. I don't have a kind heart. I have an affectionate heart. He said, you're doing it for nothing. It don't mean nothing. Boy, that brotherly love is deep. That love for your people is deep. It's cold. It's cold. Like I said, I didn't even plan for it to go this long. But we got a lot of brothers that want to break down history. We got a lot of brothers that want to break down prophecy. A lot of brothers that want to be deep. How often do we get in a nation where we talk about, hey, let's build as men. Let's build our character. Let's talk to the people about what love really is. How do you show that? So many people got all this understanding and all this wisdom, but have a hard time projecting, exemplifying what love looks like. You know what that tells us? We're deficient in an area. We're deficient as it pertains to love. Because we try so hard to get away from the Christian church that we think if we do forgive, we think that if we do show affection, that's that Christian church bullshit, bro.
Right. Yeah.
That ain't it. There is still an aspect of dealing with an individual according to love, affection, caring. Now, of course, you get to a point where it's like, we got to cut this person off. Don't get it twisted. There's a fine line between the two. But it's real. There's nothing wrong with having brotherly love. Not just to the ones in your congregation, to those you may not even agree with. And that's where, now, before they cut that little piece, oh, you see True Nation, them niggas over there talking about if a nigga out here being wicked, we still show him love. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, there's individuals that may have different doctrines. But if they humble, they got a good heart, they trying, you may not go to war or, hit the streets with them, but fellowshipping with them, building with them. And who knows, somewhere down the line, y'all can sit down and have that conversation. We're living proof of, we've been doing something wrong for a while. Let's go back and look. I had a conversation with a brother probably 2 years ago. And I'm cool as hell with this brother to this day. We had a difference in doctrine. And it's funny because he made valid points and I made very valid points. And we was still close as hell. We had a debate, actually. Still close as hell after that. We were still cool. Then, 2 years later, find out that I was wrong. I reached out to the brother. I said, hey, where did you have this information on whoop, 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 whoop? Because we're in a space right now where we want to make sure that we're doing everything right. And we can't find any information to substantiate this, but we can find something to substantiate that. And I do know that you was doing X, Y, and Z. You was doing this. You got any information on that? He said, shit, I don't really have it, but such and such got it. You can probably get it from them. Whoa, whoa. I stayed cool with him because we were so. I might have been reluctant if he was an asshole. Right. Like, no, I knew a Jake that kept that. He had a foul spirit. I'm almost positive that shit wrong. Right. Could easily done that, but we was cool. I reached out to him afterward when we was trying to get it right. So you can still show brotherly love to Israel. Now, again, if they just on some wickedness, it's a different story, completely different story. But if you got differences and whatever the case is, it's nothing wrong. It's absolutely nothing wrong with still showing them some love. Because eventually down the road, you heaping them burning coals. Eventually, they probably gonna come to you and be like, "Man, I see you be on top of your stuff, man. Let me build with you. Let me learn." You might be able to gain that brother and put them on the right track. They may not be 100% on their doctrine. I'm cool with. I'm doing music with brothers that we don't have the same doctrine, but we also had a number of conversations like, hey, let's break bread on woo, woo, woo. They'll see a post on social media, may have pricked at their doctrine or something. Hey, bro, let's break bread. For sure, man, when I got some time, I'm going to hit you. You show love, that's how you build. Period. But with that, we done went a lot longer than I expected. This was just it's funny how originally I felt like it was kind of insignificant, but as we got the ball rolling, I realized the severity, the heaviness of this topic. So it ended up going a little longer because we want to make sure that we give it to the people full-fledged, because this is something that we need. We don't have it, and we definitely need it. But with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. We're going to go ahead and say first, if you haven't already, go like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, go and like our Facebook page, True Nation Israelite Congregation. Go like and follow that. Go and follow our Instagram as well, True Nation Los Angeles, and then True Nation HQ. And let's continue to grow. Let's continue to build. Let's continue to move and try our best to show forth and practice and exemplify brotherly love. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom, Yashala.